Best advice for a brand new coach on getting into the business? I know that's a big one.
No, well, it's really easy. I talk to a lot of coaches, and I'd say two things. First thing is have a why. And don't make it, even though I have a lot of respect for people who want to help people, and that's what it's about, that's not your why, per se. A why, if you ever read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, it reads a little dated, but it's still just an incredibly valuable book. And it talks about definiteness of purpose and the importance of having a distinct, measurable goal, meaning measurable that you know either how much money or something's going to be achieved by a certain amount of time and what you're willing to sacrifice. Okay, so I talked to a coach today, and I talked about having money for his kids for school and for college, which means he's going to need $100,000 for this one kid, and he's going to need it by 2014, and he's going to have to stop surfing the web for sports scores as a hobby. He's going to have to put the time in and make some sacrifices. That's a good why. Put my kid through college. And you put pictures up and you visualize that, and you make it a point that why becomes a specific burning desire. That's what Napoleon Hill talks about in Think and Grow Rich. So for a new coach, it's so easy to quit this because the price, $39.95, $14.95 a month, super easy to quit, right? I mean, McDonald's charges, I think it's $500,000 for a franchise fee, costing $1 million to build the building, and then, maybe after a couple of years, you're going to be lucky to be squeezing out $100,000 a year but you're under all that debt that you had to put up to even start the thing. Where here we are, $39.95 to get started. That's a product. That's a job that's easy to quit. The only thing you won't quit on is your why. So is it to pay off your house? Is it to give yourself the motivation to get in the best shape of your life in 90 days? Is it to take your family on a great vacation? Is it to leave your job and work from home and have the flexibility to be with your kids when you want to be with your kids? Have that why. Commit to it. As we say in Beachbody, decide, commit, succeed. Decide what your why is. Commit to your why. And then you have no choice but to succeed. You have no choice if you burn the bridges, if you burn the boats at the shoreline. There's no turning back on your own goal. What are you going to take the college education off your vision board for your kid? Sorry, son, you're going to community college. I don't think you're going to. You're going to see that through. So as long as you don't quit, you'll never fail. So you just got to learn. Now, the other thing that I'll say is check your attitude. Do the personal development. It is so easy to talk to people and judge your work. Oh, that guy didn't really react to that exposure, to showing him the video positively, or I signed up this coach and they're not really showing up to be in the business, or I got this person in my challenge group and they're not really doing the workouts. Failure message, failure message, failure message. You can look at it that way, or you can look at it positively, and it takes absolute work and the tools to be able to do that work, to manage your attitude so that you see these things. I got another exposure done. That's a person who might show up one of these days. I don't know when they're going to bloom, but that flower's going to come up. That's a person I got on a challenge group. As long as they're in the challenge group, I have the opportunity to keep them accountable to their why. That's a new coach that I've got. Even if they're soft on it, something might happen. Some little spark might happen that I can get them to engage in the business. You have to manage this from a positive way. It's just a slightest little change in attitude which changes your experience with the business, so that instead of building a pile of negative reactions and going, that didn't go so good, and I'm kind of afraid of that, and that person criticized me because this sounds like a MLM and it's a pyramid and da-da-da. Instead of looking at that, you got to look at it, that's just one person who didn't get it, but I'm doing this and I'm helping people and I'm bulletproof because everything that Beachbody does is about helping people. That Shakeology is truly that good for people. Working out is part of the whole picture, and we don't round that corner, so you feel good about it and you believe in it. So as long as you have that positive and you build that positive imagery, that positive messaging in your mind, you're going to be able to continue forward. But so many coaches who get in this halfway are looking for the reason to fail because they failed at everything else, because they never managed their attitude, or are looking for that thing that Beachbody's doing wrong and never taking any responsibility for their role in its success or failure. They're the ones that are doomed to failure. And I got bad news. They're probably doomed to failure in anything that they try. Until you take responsibility for starting your own independent Team Beachbody business and say, I don't care what Beachbody does, I am going to succeed at this, because if these other coaches can do it with the same tools and the same Facebook and the same Twitter, then you can do it. But you got to step up and you got to go, you know what? I'm going to fail along the way, just like everybody fails along the way. Everybody has a hard time from time to time. The same problems that you're going to encounter have been encountered by hundreds, if not thousands, of coaches every single day. The difference between the winners and the losers are how you deal with that rejection, how you deal with those same obstacles about it's a pyramid or Shakeology is too expensive. You have to be prepared for it. Are you going to approach this professionally, or are you going to pretend that money's just going to appear? Are you going to really try to help people with our products, or are you going to try to sell them so that you make money? Your answer to those questions is what will dictate whether you will be a super successful coach, moderately successful coach, or if it's probably a waste of your time. For people who can't answer those the right way, that all they want to do is sell, failure is their routine, I would rather they save their money. Just be a product of the product. Just get a success story and then start to see if demand happens generically, and then become a coach. And then say, oh my God, I can refer these people to P90X and make $30 on that sale. I can refer people to Shakeology because it helped me build my metabolism, stay regular, lose weight, and so on. I can make $30 with that. Be a product of the product and experience it, and just see how organically, if you're enthusiastic, if you believe, the business can come to you. But if you're going to work it, work it. Right now, what I want to do is keep creating products that blow people away. We got stuff coming down. I wish you could see 18 months down the road. It's just not going to be the same company, and it's going to blow you away, and you're going to be so happy you stayed with it, and you're so happy that you went deep into Beachbody and Team Beachbody to really get what the DNA is about, because it's just getting better. It's just getting better and better and better. And the stuff we're developing, 2 products in particular that I can't tell you about, but they're so good for people, and they're going to give them so much joy that's where I got to spend my time.